Hey, and welcome to MFFLtv. My hands have somehow disappeared, and they're back. They're gone again. Another day in Sydney. Thought, while I'm in lockdown, might as well pretend like I'm at the beach. Mavs aren't doing anything at the moment, so I thought, just why not just chill for a little bit. Um, okay, my hand's freaking me out now, so I'm just gonna come back up a bit closer. But the topic of today's video is Goran Dragic really an upgrade over Jalen Brunson? Do I think he's the better player? Yes. But at this point in his career, is he really adding that much more to the Mavs? I'm going to try and, go through some stats and show you the pros and cons. Honestly, after looking at these, I really don't think we would benefit that much from him. Maybe just having another player that's brings similar production, I guess. But after looking at this, I definitely think I'm intrigued to go elsewhere. Maybe like perhaps a Rondo. Look, I know he didn't work out, but I think he just brings something completely different and just that elite playmaking where at least it differentiates from what we have already. And as well, he's not the best defender, but he's an upgrade over Dragic defensively as well. So that's one way I think we should go. But look, let's look at the stats and see if you agree. Alrighty. So looking at the stats, not much in it. Jalen Brunson averaged 12.6 points, 3.4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and had a 12.3 player impact estimate rating, whereas Dragic had 9.7. However, he did average 13.4 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. So, just on face value, basic stats, looks like Dragic edges him out a little bit, but already it's not that much. There's not that much more, and they seem very similar based on these generic stats. However, let's go into it a bit more and maybe see for the reasoning why Dragic edges Brunson out. So, what could be the cause for these reasons? Well, two really big ones, as you can see in the corner. Jalen Brunson plays 1.7 minutes less and has a lower usage rating of about 4.3%, if my maths is correct. So, with these stats, less usage rate, less minutes, it explains why he has less stats. So when you take that into account, they're really identical and there's really not that much in it. That's why I'm not as high in Dragic as I once was, actually. Look, he is a very good player, and I think if he came, just having another playmaker would help. But at the moment, I'm not that convinced that he's that much of an upgrade over Jalen Brunson. Also, thank you. Let's move on. So, let's look into some more stats and see where the differentiation lies between the two. So, taking a look here, this is where Jalen Brunson actually starts edging over Dragic in all of these categories. So, right up in the corner, Brunson only gets 1.2 turnovers a game, whereas Dragic doubles that to 2.4. Also, Jalen Brunson has 113.7 offensive rating. Goran Dragic only has 110.1. So it seems as Jalen Brunson is more efficient on the offensive end, and defensive, it's very similar, sort of negligible, like splitting hairs at the moment based on defensive rating stats. So I'm not going to go into that too much. Okay, so had to reshoot everything from here on out because the footage corrupted, so hopefully I don't forget anything. But take two. Just took about 5 categories on offense where you can sort of try and separate Brunson and Dragic. So what I did, I looked at 2-point field goals from 10 feet away from the basket and in, 2-point pull-ups, 3-point pull-ups, 3-point catch and shoot shots, and 6+ feet wide open threes. So meaning when you're taking the three, you have 6+ feet of space between the next defender. So this is where really Brunson has an advantage over Dragic. Starting from inside and around the basket, where it's closer than 10 feet, he takes 4 field goal attempts a game and has 61.5% field goals from there, whereas Dragic takes 3.8 and has 51.3%. So, what does that tell us? Instantly tells us in and around the basket, Dragic is a much better player at this point in their careers. He was very effective, 10 feet and in, 61.5% is very good. We often see Brunson finishing in traffic on the fast break. So that's where he really excels at. He puts his head down, creates contact, gets some space, bumps into the defender's chest, and usually converts on the layup. So that's clearly goes to Brunson. Next, that 2-point pull-ups. So, typically off the pick and roll, the opposing defender doesn't come out. You can get that elbow jump shot. So, Brunson takes 2.3 field goals a game and hits 51% of them, whereas Dragic takes 2.2 and hits 42.6. So again, they take very similar amount of field goal attempts in this category, but Brunson has a significant advantage. So that's really, two big things going to Brunson at the moment. The next, 3-point pull-ups. So this one I don't want to look at too much because Dragic takes double the amount Brunson does. However, Brunson does shoot it at 33.3% on 0.8 field goal 3-point attempts a game, whereas Dragic hits it at 31.7% on 1.6 3-point attempts a game. So technically Brunson shoots it better. Dragic has double the amount of shots. This one, it's not as easy to compare, so I'm sort of just not going to focus on this one too much, but technically, yes, Brunson does shoot pull-up threes better or more effectively. Okay, and now 3-point catch and shoot, really important. Luka's going to be having the ball a lot, so when he feeds you and you're open for a shot, this is something you have to hit. Brunson takes 2.1 3-point attempts a game from catch and shoot, hits 43.6%, so that's very good. Dragic, similar to the pull-ups, takes more catch and shoots than Brunson, takes 3.1, but shoots it at 40.4%. This one's a bit of a bigger percentage gap, so I thought that is something that is important. Brunson also does take 2.1 a game, so that's pretty significant. It's not like 0.8. And I think there's another thing Brunson really excels at. And just as a last stat, just so I can try and see where Dragic is better, I did include this last one. So when you have 6 feet plus of wide open space for a 3, Dragic takes 1.5 and hits it at 46.6%. So that's perfect. When you're wide open, he hits it at nearly 1 out of 2 every time. Whereas Brunson, 1.7 attempts a game at 41.4%. So that is something he needs to work on. But honestly, as an offensive player, as an all-around offensive player, I really do think Brunson is at least more efficient than Dragic at this point in his career. Inside game and pull-ups in mid-range, they take very similar amount of shots. Brunson is significantly better. Catch and shoot, which is mainly what you want as a 3-point shooter, unless if you like Steph Curry. Brunson takes 1 less but shoots it better. So honestly, I think Brunson is the better offensive player at this point. So I'm not too sure if Dragic is really the answer here. So I'm just going to get into the last little points about each of them and then try and recap what we've been talking about. So Jalen Brunson, 24 years old and gets paid $1.8 million this upcoming season, whereas Goran Dragic is 35 and is going to be getting paid $19.4 million. Honestly, the injury record for Dragic, his age, the amount he's going to be getting paid, I just don't know if it's worth it. I really don't think so. Especially where their stats is so similar, and honestly, Brunson is more efficient. He gets less usage rate, less minutes, but really does a lot with that. And I think, he still has time to develop. He's been getting better every season. And I think under Jason Kidd, a Hall of Fame point guard, I think he can teach him how to become a better point guard and take that next level. Really, the only thing I have a problem with Brunson is sometimes his decision making. I feel like especially later games, sometimes he sort of just puts his head down, drives into traffic, sometimes gets caught out. But I think, with Jason Kidd there, I think he can help with that, as well as helping him get his teammates involved, teach him how to find players, where to look. And I think that's definitely something where if Kidd can help Brunson take that next step, I think he'll definitely be an upgrade over Dragic, and I don't think we need Dragic. So that's why I think we should go a complete other route, maybe Rondo. I know he's been terrible in Dallas before, but we have Kid now. He worked with Rondo in LA. Maybe they have a relationship. Or alternatively, Ricky Rubio. I know Ricky is not the defender Rondo is, but he does bring that similar playmaking, and I think that's something that's really crucial. We do have our scorers in this team. I think we have people that can put the ball in the basket. We've got Luka, we've got KP, Hardaway Jr., Brunson, Finney Smith, Bullock, Maxi Kleber. All the last few guys, they can all get their points. It's not overwhelming with 20, 30, but I can see Maxi, Bullock, Finney Smith all averaging around that 10 to 12 maybe. Same as Jalen Brunson, maybe he takes another step up, gets about 15 points a game. So we definitely have people that can put points up. We're also going to hope KP, after a healthy offseason, raises his game. So I think what we really need is a playmaker, someone like a Ricky Rubio or a Rondo, to get everyone their necessary touches and really be able to get the shots that they need to help this Mavs team. So, as a recap, I really don't think we should get Goran Dragic. It depends on the price. Depends how much we're going to have to give up. If it's a buyout, of course you take him for that, amount of money. He's definitely going to be a steal. But if we have to give up a few key rotation players, maybe a draft pick, I don't think it's worth it. I think, Brunson is a very good player. I think he's going to take another step. And I don't think Dragic at this point in his career is really that much of an upgrade. Yes, he's friends with Luka and would make him happy, but I think we've got to stop thinking like that. Yes, it's good to have your buddies on the team, but we need to start winning. I think that's the thing that's going to make him the happiest. If he has his buddies here the whole time, in a few years he's going to want that ring, because that's usually what people chase for the legacy. So I think we need to start making smarter moves. I don't know if Dragic is the answer. My opinion, I'm going to say no. I don't think he's that much of an upgrade over Brunson, and I think we should definitely go elsewhere. But, more importantly, let me know what you guys think. I love having conversations with you in the comments section. Do you disagree? Do you agree? Let me know down below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. It's free. It really does help out the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.